In this session, we're going to take a look at the WYSIWYG editor that WordPress uses. WYSIWYG stands for What You See Is What You Get, and it works kind of like Microsoft Word or another editor like that. The editor that WordPress uses is called TinyMCE. It's not unique to WordPress. Lots of projects use it, and it has its own project site on the internet. If you Google TinyMCE, you'll see all kinds of documentation about it. Here at the top, we have a nice simple toolbar. Bold, italics, strike through, unordered list, which means bulleted, ordered list, which means it has numbers, block quote, left align, center, right align, create a link, remove a link, put in a more tag, we'll go over that in a few minutes, distraction-free writing mode, that's pretty cool, and then there's the kitchen sink button. If we click that, we get another row of options. We can set a format for our text, underline, align full, which means the letters line up vertically on both the left and the right. We can change text color, we can paste as plain text, paste from Word, remove formatting, insert custom characters, outdent and indent, undo, redo, and then there's a help area. We'll probably skip some of the more obvious buttons, but some of these are quite interesting and we'll take a look. This editor creates an HTML document. So if we highlight some text here and click bold, and then click this text tab, you'll see that it has added the strong tags from HTML. It also automatically puts in paragraph tags, but you don't get to see those in the text tab. Those are always hidden. While in the text tab, you do have some buttons here, and they're similar to the other ones, but we don't have all of them, and these aren't quite as powerful. So let's go back to visual. If you highlight some text, the link and unlink buttons become available. If you click link, this box pops up, and you can simply type in a web address if you wish. So if you wanted to link to Google or something, you could. You can put in a title that works as a tooltip in most operating systems. So when you hover over the link, that little tooltip pops up. You can choose to open in a new window or tab, or you can link to existing content on your site. Mine is a quite new site, so I can see everything I have. But if you had hundreds of posts or pages, you could search right here for one. So let's just link to Hello World, and you can see it pre-fills all of this stuff. And I will add the link. And I don't know if you can see it in the video, but now it's green because that's what color my links are. If we flip over to text, you can see it added the anchor tag around the word my. This next button is called the more tag. In the editor here, it looks like this. In the text side, it looks like this. And on the front end of the website, it may or may not even get used. This is a special tag that WordPress uses. If you have a very long post and you don't want to have all that content on the first page, you can put this more tag in after the first paragraph or something. Then, depending on your theme's capabilities, it will only show the text before that more tag, and then you have to click the word more to see the rest of the post. This is definitely an organizational tool, and not all themes support it. If you need it, you'll probably want to find a theme that does support it. This next button is called Distraction-Free Writing Mode. It is really cool. It basically gets rid of everything around it. And now you can just type. If you move your mouse, the bar at the top comes back, and you can switch between visual and text, and it has the simple bar here. It adds a button for adding media, gives you an update button, and then there's exit full screen. And there we are back. This drop-down here gives you a few options that are definitely related to HTML. There's paragraph, address, pre-formatted, and then the heading tags. It's very important to note that while you may see a difference in the text here, that may not necessarily mirror what you're going to see on the front end of your website. Themes have the ability to make these tags look like anything they want. Traditionally, heading 1 is larger than heading 2, but it doesn't have to be. A theme developer can make it look like anything they want. You'll need to get used to what your theme does and use the proper headings and paragraphs. The underline, alignment, and colors work exactly like every word processor on the market. You can highlight some text, pick a color, and now it's that color. Earlier, I mentioned that there is a formatting erase button. You can highlight something, click this, and now it's not red anymore. It's still a heading size 1, but we got rid of all of the decorations. There's a button here called Paste as Plain Text. That's because if you highlight some text on another website and copy it and paste it in here, by default, it will keep all of the HTML that was around that text as well. So if it had a header size 1 in there, but was set to be small and you don't know it, it will suddenly magically be large here, and that can be really annoying. Paste as plain text says, ignore all that HTML, I just want the words that I can see. Paste from Word can be very, very useful also. If you copy text from Word, it's going to include a great number of formatting tags, and that can wreak havoc on the web. If you use this button to paste from Word, then it strips out all of those tags. If you click it, it just pops up this box, you paste it in here and hit Insert, and it processes all the text that you had in here, and then drops it into your content. The Special Characters button makes it easy to render any of these characters without having to look up the HTML value. I'm hovering over this character, but on the right you can see the HTML code and the numeric code for it. If I simply click it, then it puts it right there. Indent and outdent are fairly self-explanatory, undo and redo also. The Help button has some really great information in it. There's the rich editing basics, which we've gone over. There's advanced, dealing with images and attachments, etc. But then the hotkeys here is a real treasure. It gives you some letters that you can press to make things happen. Windows and Linux use the Control plus the letter. Macintosh uses the Command. Copy, cut, paste are all fairly standard, but Command 1 gives you a heading size 1, Command 5 heading size 5, etc. Control B gives you bold. Then there are these options. You can create an unordered list, or a quote, or invoke distraction-free writing mode with Control W. You can insert links with Control A. And then there are some special ones even within distraction-free writing mode. If you're the kind of person who really loves to use the keyboard, these are going to come in really handy for you. If you're not, you don't have to use them. Here at the bottom, it shows you the formatting that exists on the text you're currently writing. If I switch up here to the content, you can see that it's within a paragraph and it's strong. If I click on the link, it's within a paragraph and it's an anchor tag. And below that, it shows word count. If you're a professional writer, this may matter to you. If not, you don't even have to look at it. As I mentioned, TinyMCE is a widely used application far beyond WordPress. So there's an enormous amount of information on the internet about how it works and how you can extend it. If you really want to learn everything there is to know about it, I recommend you do a little research there as well. But all things considered, it's a pretty simple editor, and you should be able to use it right out of the box.